Security message, USS Canali to USS Cheyenne. We are under attack by Borg forces. Repeat, Borg forces. We intercepted 2 Borg vessels heading on a direct course for Sector 001. Subspace signal is too weak. Navigator to ruin Starfleet command. If you can read us, do not, repeat, do not send help. We are last. Warn Starfleet. The Borg have returned. Repeat, the Borg have returned.
Oh, 0730 means 0730, Cadet. Sit down. First, the captain wanted me to convey his regrets for not being here himself. As I'm sure you've heard, Starfleet is amassing an armada in Sector 001 to defend against the latest Borg incursion. Or rather, our ship, is on her way to join them. Starfleet has successfully defeated the Borg twice before, and we have every expectation of successfully stopping them now. However, given the probability of armed conflict, the captain has ordered that all non-essential personnel, including visiting Starfleet cadets, be transferred off the ship to a safer venue at the medical research facility on Marnus 3. Please have your gear packed and be at Shuttle Bay 3 in 30 minutes. Dismissed. Cadet Furlong. A moment, please. The captain has denied your request to stay on board, Cadet. I'm sorry. The massacre 10 years ago at Wolf 359 was a great tragedy for the Federation. I was only 1 year out of the academy when it happened. A lot of my classmates died there. Now, each year I get older and they stay the same. I understand your need for justice. I'm sorry. Shuttle Bay 3 in 30 minutes.
Temper, young man. What would your father say? How old were you when your father was killed? 9, 10 years old, and you're still not over it? Perhaps I should introduce myself. I imagine you've heard of me, though. Q. It's short for Q. It was I, you know, who introduced Picard to the Borg, and it's because of me that 10 years ago the Borg came to Wolf 359 and found that fleet of ships and found your father and killed them all. At 0800 hours during the Battle of Wolf 359, the USS Righteous, such a noble name, Righteous, was hit by an unknown Borg weapons discharge and vaporized. Vaporized. Whew. No trace. Nothing to bury, nothing to mourn. The Borg took it all away from you in an instant. I understand your desire for justice. They don't, though, do they? But I do. You want action. You want to avenge your father's death. You want to kill Borg. What sentient, yet still barbaric bipedal hominid wouldn't? You can run away with the others like a scared trog, or you can come with me, Cadet. The choice is yours. Excellent choice, monsieur. Keep the phaser, you're going to need it. And take this too. Be careful now, don't lose it. I only made one.
Time!
0758, sir.
Keep those phasers firing, and where are my photon torpedoes?
Armed and ready, Captain.
Have a look. They can't see you.
Let's see if we can shake them up a little, Ensign.
Initiating Delta attack, sir.
I'm reading a small weakness in the shields.
Shields are holding fine, but power is down 10%. Weapons having no effect.
Damn, they've adjusted their shields already. Why is it always the difficult species that are the most adaptable? The Borg adapt their environment to suit their needs. True adaptability involves changing oneself to suit their environment. I'm so glad you cleared that up.
Recognize this place? You should. You keep a picture of it on your wall. The bridge of the USS Righteous. Your father's ship.
The Tolstoy just took a major hit.
This is him, isn't it? Well, I can see the family resemblance.
I think she's pulling away. The Kyushu's coming on strong. Melbourne and Saratoga have lost power.
Tolstoy, Kyushu, Saratoga, Melbourne. Recognize the names? Do you know where you are, Cadet?
Captain!
Intruder alert.
Security, isolate the ops console now.
That's right, 10 years ago, Wolf 359.
Security!
Look at him. He's barely older than you are. He shouldn't be at security. But 4 hours ago, the real security officer, Lieutenant Sprint, was killed, and this first-year ensign had to take his place. And because of his inexperience, everybody on board, including your father, will be killed. The phasers are useless. Just isolate the panel now. If Lieutenant Sprint were still alive, he might be able to save the ship. But he's been dead for 4 hours. No wonder they don't want him on the bridge.
Come on, can't you move faster?
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Thaddeus Quint. He actually tried to save Sprint's life, but as you can see, he failed, the old goat. Well, what'd you expect? He's a doctor, not a security officer. Still, if he had only had a little more creativity. But he didn't.
He's bypassed the security lockout!
Doctor, he's dead.
Shield mutation is shifting on its own. Shields are dropping.
Uh-oh. I need shields back up now.
Death in battle. If he were a Klingon, he'd be ecstatic.
Ooh, I like this guy.
Captain! There's a tight beam transmission going directly to the Borg cube.
Computer is uploading data about emergency transporters.
Anyone near Jeffrey 6, we need manual power rerouted through the secondary couplings.
It's too late. The Borg cube is firing.
Evasive maneuvers.
So, now that you've seen your father die, are you ready to avenge his death? Or would you like to try something different? How about a chance to prevent his death? Lieutenant Sprint was killed 4 hours before the Righteous even got to Wolf 359. But if the good Dr. Quint had been able to save Sprint 4 hours before, then Sprint would have been able to save the Righteous, and you would have grown up in the loving company of your father, and all for the want of a horseshoe nail. What say we give the old goat a second chance to save Sprint's life? You're not afraid of a little space-time continuum meddling, are you, Cadet? No, I thought not. Shall we? This is Lieutenant Sprint. Do you think he knows he's gonna die? I don't think so. Don't bother saying hello. Just makes saying goodbye that much harder.
Time, Mr. Furlong.
Oh, 400 hours, sir.
Is the cube within sensor range yet?
Coming up now, Captain.
Match speed, stay with it.
Setting a pursuit course.
Shields up.
Intruder alert.
Sprint, look out!
Shall we dance? Come on, Sprint, make a choice. Excuse me, am I mistaken? But isn't there a Borg on the bridge trying to control the ship? What are you gonna do? Scan it to death? Shall we dance? Come on, Sprint, make a choice. Quint wasn't clever enough to think of it. Good thing I am.
The Borg cube is pulling ahead. It's ignoring us completely.
Match speed, keep us within close range.
Remember, Sprint should have died right here. Everything you do in his place from this moment on changes history. Invigorating, isn't it? Meddling with fate.
Lieutenant, are you all right?
Sprint? He's an ox. Nothing scares him.
And nothing hurts him, isn't that right, Lieutenant?
There are all kinds of pain, Lieutenant. Don't let the fact that you are Bajani prevent you from acknowledging the hurt.
Oh, please.
Captain, coded message coming in from Admiral Hansen. He's ordering us to proceed with all speed to rendezvous with the rest of the fleet at Wolf 359, requesting us not to engage the Borg. Until then, maintain radio silence until contacted.
Helm laying a course for Wolf 359. Pull ahead of the Borg cube and then match speed.
Aye, sir. ETA at current speed, 4 hours, 5 minutes.
Good. We don't want them to get there before we do. And Targus, get that thing off my bridge.
Yes, sir. Security alert!
Shoot her! Shoot her!
I'm okay.
Definitely dead.
Then get him definitely off my bridge this time. Mr. Sprint, reconfigure your security console so you can control Tactical B. Then meet me down at the computer core. I want to secure this ship in case the Borg try and board us again.
Good shooting.
How about quick thinking, Quint? Good work, Quint. Nobody ever gives me any credit for anything I do.
That's because we don't like you, Quint.
I think we can all save our hostility for the Borg, where it will be better placed, don't you?
Let me ask you something, Baraka. Do you just spout these platitudes, or are you deluded enough to actually believe in them?
Come on, Quint. No matter how hard you try, you're not going to change my mind. I still like you.
He kissed me. What are you staring at? Oh, of course, your father. This must be strange for you, knowing he may be about to die, knowing this may be your only chance to talk to him, tell him all about yourself, about the years since he died. I wouldn't if I were you. When he looks at you, all he sees is Lieutenant Sprint. I don't think he'd understand.
Hey, Sprint. What, are you having one of your Bajani trances?
See?
Lieutenant Sprint, the console, please. Andropov to Sprint. I'm waiting for you down in the core room, Lieutenant. Now!
It's just his way. You'll get used to it.
Yeah, but I'd still hurry if I were you. The captain definitely does not like to be kept waiting.
You do know how to get to the core room, don't you, Sprint?
Please key in destination code.
Oh, thank you, my good man.
Sprint, we're waiting.
I believe you're wanted in the computer core control room. Oh, mercy. Why? Because I can.
Please key in destination code.
Hey, buddy, I guess I beat you down here.
Mr. Sprint, I am a very tolerant captain, except when it comes to punctuality. I suggest you become more familiar with this ship's layout so you don't keep us waiting again. Do I make myself clear?
We were trying to route all of the ship's controls through the security systems as an extra precaution, but something kept rejecting all of our attempts to access the security programs. And that's when we found this.
It's obviously Borg. But how did it get on the ship? And what is its purpose?
It seems to be tied in directly to the security systems, locking us out.
Question is, how do we remove it? Sprint, you're the security officer. What do you think? Mr. Sprint is right. Until we know more about Borg technology, I don't think we should make any attempts to interfere with the implant directly.
Captain, we were within transporter range for only 6.7 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how the Borg transported to the bridge and implanted the circuit unless...
Unless there were two of them. If there is another Borg on this ship, he's found a way to screen against our usual senses. I'll get Tarkus to scan against anomalies. See what you can do to help.
Targus, enough. You've got the scans so sensitive, they're going to alert us if a particle of dust falls.
If that particle of dust falls off a Borg, then I want to know about it.
You're too cautious.
You're too lax.
Sprint,
tell him.
You know, if it weren't for me, you guys wouldn't have had any fun at the Academy.
If it weren't for me, you guys wouldn't have graduated from the Academy.
What?
Oh, Lieutenant Furlong, Lieutenant Sprint, and Ensign Targus. Somehow that's not quite how I pictured it.
That's not your fault. Every time I see that thing, it reminds me of how much courage it must have taken for you just to be here. And of how much we both owe Sprint. Just don't let Sprint hear. His head's big enough already.
What exactly do you owe him? You'll spend the rest of your life a slave to technology.
I'm not a slave to it. In 6 months, a year at the most, I won't even need this.
In 3 hours, 4 at the most, we won't even be alive. Unless we're Borg.
Dr. Quint is testing the boundaries of the humanoid ability to maintain affection for him, which he thinks he's not worthy of. So what he does is he tries to make everyone dislike him.
Well, he's very good at that.
He's right about one thing. We could end up as Borg, and I know the last thing I want to have happen to me is to be assimilated into the collective.
We won't let it happen. To any of us, better dead than Borg. Agreed? Even Quint.
Not even Quint deserves to be Borgified, but the Borg definitely deserve Quint.
We got him. Somewhere in Jeffries Tube 6.
Sprint, Furlong. Take a couple of fully charged phasers, flush out the Borg, neutralize them. Understood?
Yes, sir. reading's not clear. He's been through here. Magnetic resonance traces. Okay, one of us has to go, but somebody should stay in case he went through and doubled back. Whoa, 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 whoa. I said one of us, I didn't say you. You know, you may be head of security, but I do outrank you. Yeah, it's only by 3 weeks, but I think that would stand up in case of a court-martial. I'll tell you what. Good idea. Retuning the phaser to a higher EM band frequency. You're right, they probably already adapted to the old ones. Nice shot. What did you think I was gonna do, cheat? Let's go see what this circuit can tell us. I'm just not getting anything useful from it. Maybe if we hooked it into the ship's computer and had it analyzed.
I'd like to know more about it first. Can't you interface your tricorder with it?
Maybe, but I don't think I'd get any more information. Sprint, what do you think?
What? My implant.
I don't understand.
Ensign Targus's implant works along the same basic principles as the Borg circuit. She might be able to interface with it.
No. You can't possibly be suggesting that Ensign Targus be allowed to interface with the implant.
Nobody is suggesting anything of the kind.
In truth, Captain, interfacing with the implant would be somewhat like autoneural stimulation, an experience which Ensign Targus is quite familiar with.
Exactly the point, Captain. Ensign Targus's neural implant is designed to counteract the side effects of that kind of neural stimulation experience. This kind of neural input is...
Does anybody mind if I join in on this discussion? You're all talking about me as if I weren't here.
Ensign, the long-term effects of your recovery won't...
Counselor, the concept of long-term effects loses its meaning when the entire Federation is in danger of obliteration. I'm ready.
I think it would be best if the ensign were immobilized during this.
Do it.
You could have waited till I sat down.
I could have, but I didn't.
No. I want Sprint to do it.
Whatever you have to go through, Targus will be there for you.
Counselor, I've already been through hell and back. I don't think this could be any worse.
She's in agony. You've never had to deal with pain, have you, Sprint?
Shut up.
Assimilation! Technology! Channels! Subspace channels! The Borg implant taking over systems! Communication with collective! Jam systems!
The Borg implant is getting its orders from the Borg collective. How do we jam the signals, Targus?
Shield. Modulate mutations. 0.6525 of normal. Now!
Do it!
Modulating shield mutation. The Borg cube is scanning us.
What's happening with those shields, Mr. Furlong?
Almost there, sir. They're firing!
Mr. Furlong!
Got it. They've stopped firing.
The shield settings must be in sync with the Borg scanners. They sense us as being part of the collective.
Alone! We are resistances! You will be assimilated!
The shield has cut off the Borg circuit from the Borg collective. We've got to disconnect her.
Kill me!
One more CC of neuroblock and she'll be a vegetable for life. Do you want to be responsible for turning Ensign Targus into a Bolian zucchini? Are you sure you want to do this? You saw what it did to Furlong. But then again, you are Bajani. I'll give you a chance to think about it.
Alone! We are resistances! You will be assimilated!
The shield has cut off the Borg circuit from the Borg collective. We've got to disconnect her.
Kill me!
One more CC of neuroblock and she'll be a vegetable for life. Do you want to be responsible for turning Ensign Targus into a Bolian zucchini? No. You're not dead. You're unconscious. In a Bajani pain trance. Interesting phenomena. I'm not sure what its evolutionary benefit was for the Bajani. Something like a Terran possum, perhaps. Oh, look. You're regaining consciousness.
Welcome back, Lieutenant.
I guess this means I owe you my life twice, huh, Sprint?
I've never seen anyone go into a Bajani pain trance before. Interesting. You were clearly unconscious, yet your body managed to finish the task at hand. I suppose it's part of the survival mechanism. Quick thinking. Next time, though, warn me.
While you were out, we did a diagnostic on the computer systems. The Borg implant is continuing to rewrite code.
I'm sending an away team over to the Borg cube to see if they can find anything that'll help us disable the implant.
Targus and I are going, but we could use a third. I don't know if we'll get out of there alive.
I won't order you to go, Lieutenant.
Oh, we few, we happy few, we band of Borg. They're turning this into some heroic escapade. Turn down. I'll go.
We don't need you, Quint. We need someone we can trust.
Just like old times, huh, buddy? 3 against the world. Coming? Okay. Here's your phaser. Each of ours has been retuned to a different frequency.
Here, take this.
I don't think we need an emergency med kit. If things get that bad, we're probably dead.
There are many ways to die. Some of them are more painful than others. There's an emergency hypospray programmable for neuro painkillers just in case. You do know how to use it, don't you?
We're coming alongside the Borg cube.
Good luck. Energize.
What do we do?
Let's see what they do first.
What are you looking at, Cadet?
Pretty standard interface. Odd.
Why?
Well, most of the Borg we've seen have direct interface abilities. Why would they need something like this?
And remember, they've already totally assimilated one Starfleet officer. Maybe this is his influence.
Or maybe it's a trick.
Somehow, I don't think the Borg understand the concept of trick. Okay, security. You think you can bypass the Borg lockouts and get us the information we need?
Must be it. Contact terminated with a simulation implant. That must be a Borg time sequence.
No, I think it's a code for accessing the implant. If we can find a way to interface safely with the implant, we can feed it this sequence and then order it to shut down.
If it's anything like this terminal, it's going to look for a Borg signature. Damn, if we still had that dead Borg circuit, we could use that to convince the implant we were Borg.
That's not a bad idea.
But the circuit was fried.
So we'll get another one. There's no shortage of Borg around here. Get that circuit. To beam out directly to computer core control room.
You'll be back.
No, Righteous.
The Borg implant's been overriding our system since you left, but we still don't know what it's doing.
It's rewriting all of our systems to make them compatible with Borg systems.
I thought our shield setting cut its subspace channel off from the collective.
It did, but it's following a pre-programmed set of instructions. We have to give it an abort order, but first we've got to convince it that we're Borg.
How do we do that?
We use this circuit as a buffer in the interface. It has an individual Borg designation. I remember from my experience with it, everything is filtered through that designation.
Baraka to Captain Andropov.
What is it, Counselor?
Captain, the Borg cube has just started a series of random scans.
They're looking for us. I don't know how long we have before they find out that we're not actually part of their cube.
The interface looks pretty simple.
Sprint. Attach the circuit to the Borg implant.
No. Let me.
Maybe I should do it.
Recognize. Borg designee Alpha Set Alpha of 4.
They're interfacing and exchanging protocols.
Try giving it a command.
Unable to comply. Updating systems information.
It's trying to catch up on what it missed.
Unable to comply. Borg designee Alpha Set Alpha of 4 is no longer a functioning unit.
Disengage that circuit now!
Information assimilated. Retuning shields.
Shield mutation is being altered. The implant has re-established communication with the Borg collective.
Bridge! Evasive maneuvers now!
The shields are dropping!
The only good Borg!
We needed a live one.
Must be it. Contact terminated with a simulation implant. That must be a Borg time sequence.
No, I think it's a code for accessing the implant. If we can find a way to interface safely with the implant, We completed this sequence and then ordered to shut down.
If it's anything like this terminal, it's going to look for a Borg signature. Damn, if we still had that dead Borg circuit, we could use that to convince the implant we were Borg.
That's not a bad idea.
But the circuit was fried.
So we'll get another one. There's no shortage of Borg around here. Get that circuit. No, Sprint's right. We need a living Borg. There's got to be something we can use on the Borg that'll stun them without killing them.
Do you think you're fast enough? Do you really think that's going to work on you? You'll be back. Maybe more than once.
What were you waiting for? Sprint, what have you done?
He sent himself into a Bajani pain trance.
Oh, smart move. Sending yourself into a Bajani trance before you get Borgified. I only hope you're in time to stop them before they Borgify your friends.
Wait, I think it's him. It's still Sprint.
All right, we'd better get out of here before it's crawling with Borg.
Away team to righteous. 3 to beam directly to computer core. Now.
Wait,
Captain, no, it's all right.
The Borg implant's programming is shutting down, Captain. We have complete control again, sir.
Captain, I have a message from Admiral Hansen. We are engaging the Borg. The Righteous is ordered to remain outside the battle until all first and second line defenses are exhausted. At your discretion. That was all, sir.
And so it begins.
You mean there's nothing we can do?
Not until we're called into action by either the Admiral or the Borg. They also serve who sit and wait, Lieutenant. Let's get a battle ready.
Ugh, I just hate sitting here doing nothing.
Worried that the battle will be won without you, Targus?
Worried that the battle will be lost without us.
You overestimate your importance to the situation, Ensign. The battle is already lost.
Keep your cynicism to yourself, Quint.
I'm just telling the truth.
I'm afraid he may be right. Things aren't going very well.
Oh, not you too, Lieutenant.
It's important to have a positive outlook, even in the bleakest of situations.
It doesn't get much bleaker than this.
What?
Nothing. I was just thinking about Qaylan.
Qaylan?
My son.
What were you thinking?
I think by now all my friends are tired of hearing me brag about Qaylan. I'm sure they don't want to hear anymore.
Did you hear that, Sprint? You don't want to hear Furlong talking about his whiny brat now, do you?
Come on, Quint. You'll be okay. Just catch your breath. If you just didn't try so hard to make everyone dislike you.
Spare me the psychology, counselor. You don't have the tools to analyze me.
Your problem is very straightforward, Doc. You desperately want to be liked.
If I wanted to be liked, all I'd have to do is snap my fingers, and I'd be liked. I'm an omnipotent being masquerading as Dr. Quint. Whatever happens.
Interesting fantasy. All right, let's play that through. Then why don't you?
Why don't I what?
Make everyone like you.
Because I don't want to.
No, because you want them to like you of their own free will. And phenomenologically speaking, you can't force them to do something of their own free will.
Sophistry, Baraka.
Truth, Quint. Let me give you some free advice. If you want to be liked, try making yourself likable.
Ah!
Subspace message, sir. No audio.
Read it, Ensign.
Orders from Admiral Hansen deploying third wave. Attack when ready.
Battle stations. Take us in, Targus. Maximum power to the shields. Spring fire phases. Keep the frequency changing and get those torpedoes online. Time!
0758, sir.
Keep those phases firing, and where are my photon torpedoes?
Armed and ready, sir.
Let's see if we can shake them up a little, Ensign.
Yes, sir. Initiating Delta attack.
I'm reading a small weakness in the shields.
Shields are holding 5, but power is down 10%. Weapons having no effect.
Damn! They've adjusted their shields already.
Here we are again, back at the beginning. But this time, you are security, instead of that little mouse of an ensign.
The Tolstoy just took a major hit.
Are you going to be able to save him or not?
I think she's pulling away. The Kyushu's coming on strong. Saratoga and Melbourne have lost power.
Tolstoy, Kyushu, Saratoga, Melbourne, all ships that were lost at Wolf 359. Will they be adding Righteous to the list?
Captain! Intruder alert.
Security, isolate the ops console.
At 0800 hours, during the Battle of Wolf 359, the USS Righteous was hit by a Borg weapons discharge and vaporized. It's in your hands.
Security!
Shield mutation is modulating. The Borg cube is pulling away, sir. It's ignoring us completely as if we weren't here.
It thinks we've been vaporized. For a minute there, I thought we would be.
Where is it headed, Ensign?
Direct course for Sector 001, sir.
I wonder what chance the Starfleet forces have of stopping the Borg at Earth.
Actually, they will succeed. The Enterprise, utilizing the emergency transporters on the shuttlecraft, will recapture their Borgified Picard and stop the Borg incursion just in the nick of time.
And how do you know that, Quint?
I told you already. I'm an omnipotent being.
Who are you? And what happened to Dr. Quint and Lieutenant Sprint? And what have you done to my crew?
I'm afraid the lieutenant died about 4 hours ago. Not my doing. He was supposed to die. Just as all of you, I'm afraid, are supposed to be vaporized here at Wolf 359. That's how it's written in the history books.
History? Are you telling us you're from the future?
He is. I am, well, as I said, I exist outside the confines of the space-time continuum. That is, if I want to. My little friend here wanted a chance to come back and save this ship from destruction. And to my great surprise, he succeeded.
So you were just pretending to be Sprint. Why? Who are...
Qaylan. Please. I'm trying to figure this out. As I said, I didn't expect Cadet Qaylan to succeed here, and now that he has, I'm in kind of a bind.
I don't, Of course. According to history, we disappeared from Wolf 359 at exactly 0800 hours. If we stay here alive, it corrupts the timeline. Our future, but Qaylan's past. What are you going to do?
Well, the easy thing would be to just obliterate you all, but then that wouldn't be fair now, would it? On the other hand, I do want to protect the timeline.
Are we dead?
I don't think so.
Where are we, Lieutenant?
We are still at Wolf 359, sir. The real question is, when are we? According to the navigational charts, correcting for time, we have jumped ahead more than 10 years.
It's clever. I don't understand. We disappeared from Wolf 359 exactly when history says we did. Timeline is unaffected, we're still alive. Thanks to you, Cadet. If you hadn't come back to get us, we'd be dust.
Captain, what about Quint?
Oops, I almost forgot.
Where am I? What's going on? Wait, I don't think I want to know.
Captain, I'm picking up a vessel 34 Mark 216, heading on a course for Earth. It's the Borg.
What are your orders, sir?
We're a Starfleet ship in Federation space. We may be 10 years behind the times, but I bet we know a thing or two more about the Borg than anyone else in this time. Lay in a pursuit course.
I think I'm going to enjoy getting to know you, Cadet Furlong.
Course laid in, sir.
Engage.